Om Shanti. Did you all enjoy Peace Park today? One of the deepest desire in the hearts of all the Brahmins since we become Brahmins is that we want to grow. We want to progress. We want to move forward. Is that right? No one wants to get stuck anywhere on the path. Even in the Laukik life, when a child is born, since the day one, when the parents observe the growth of the child, it makes them very happy because it is the sign of having good health. In case, due to some reason, the child remains midget, doesn't grow physically, mentally, emotionally, parents get worried. So they have to see a doctor to get the child checked. So this is also Brahmin life, like any other life. We have 4 stages: childhood, adolescence, youth, and maturity. So from the time we have taken this Brahmin life, if we see ourselves growing, it makes us very happy and it gives us the confirmation we are mentally healthy. And those people who know us, when they see our growth, our progress, they also become very happy. This soul is making good effort. It's also something like a journey, When you begin a journey, the purpose is to reach the destination, isn't it? And so if you are moving forward on the right track in any journey, you will feel the destination coming closer. Sometimes in Sakar Murlis, Baba says, when someone is traveling in the boat and when they see their destination coming close, they see some signs, some trees, some buildings, it makes them happy. Oh, now we are about to reach. So even when we look at Brahmin life as a journey, when we are moving forward, we feel closer to our destination, and that creates a lot of happiness. And according to Baba's signals, of course, we are all moving forward. I don't think anyone is stuck anywhere. But with what speed, that is what we need to check. There are 4 types of speed with which we can move forward. So which speed would you call as progress in Brahmin life? So one is crawling. An infant always crawl. So we were crawling when we were born. Then the second one is walking. We learn to walk. Then we start running. And then jumping. Then finally flying. So what would you call self-progress according to Baba's signal? I would say that when we are experiencing the flying stage, it's a fashion. There is a fashion for everything. Even in the world today, people adapt themselves according to the fashions. If they have old-fashioned, old customs, when new things have come up, they look like a little bit backward. So our new fashion for self-progress is flying stage. So we have to let go of the old speed, old fashion of walking, crawling, running. Because if you are walking, Maya can catch you. If you are running, you get breathless. If you are jumping, maybe you fall down. So the best method, as the time is short, we have to reach our destination, fly. Easy method. So that automatically brings us close to our destination. Of course, we all want to experience that kind of growth. What I call it as a kind of shift in Brahmin life. Old fashion of effort is going through processing. So that time is over now. Processing, But now is the time to make a shift. Transformation in such a way that what I was before, there is no sign. So what we need to do in order to bring that kind of spirit in our effort? You see, I remember when we come to knowledge in the first year, say for example, if somebody will ask you, how are you, brother? How are you, sister? What would you say? Oh, I am flying. We feel like we don't need to eat, we don't need to sleep. Our efforts are so good. Our progress is so fast. We feel we are flying. When you ask the same soul second year, what do they say? Okay, all right, getting along. And when you ask third year, yeah, surviving. Because we have already taken this Brahmin life, cannot go back, but we are not even moving forward, surviving. Why? In fact, it should be more and more faster, isn't it? Because we got to know the method. But what is missing? What was present in the first year that is missed in the later years is the newness. Why did we feel that kind of shift in our effort, shift in our progress in the first couple of years? Is because everything was new. Knowledge was new, Baba was new, service was new, everything was new. Anything that which is new creates enthusiasm, brings motivation, and so it becomes easy. So that is why you find that we did not feel like we are making any effort. whether it is yoga, whether it is knowledge, whether it is any service, it was so natural. So that newness we have to bring back again in order to keep our progress constantly. Because what Baba likes from all of us is whatever we do it constantly, always, so that our effort are according to the speed of the time. So sometimes we are given like programs to create newness. But the best method to have newness in our self-progress is to create my own program. Because Baba has said in one of the Murlis, when you make progress according to the given program, your progress is perishable. That means temporary. But when you make progress according to your own program, based on enthusiasm, your progress is eternal. And that's my experience also. Yes, we need to follow the programs that are given, but together with that, I need to have my own motivation to create a program for my progress. Because when we create a program for our progress, we are committed to that. You know, anything that a creator creates, he has the responsibility also to sustain. And so, together with the given programs, if you want to create newness for your self-progress, create your own program on the basis of your motivation, self-motivation. Then your progress is constant and it is filled with enthusiasm. So for that, one secret I need to use is maintain the consciousness of being a student. Student consciousness. Because many times as we go through Brahmin life, we forget that we have come to learn. We are students. So when you maintain the student consciousness, you have an attitude of learning. Because newness in self-progress is based on your attitude of learning. When my attitude of learning ceases, I stop my progress. Ego creeps in, so I get retarded. So it is important to have student consciousness and learning attitude. See, Sakar Baba's favorite slogan was, I need to drink the nectar of knowledge until the last breath of my life. That means I need to learn until the last breath of my life. Learning never finishes. And what is the sign of a soul who has an attitude of learning? We see, dadis, they are in Baba's knowledge for 73 years, but they are still so young when it comes to learning. How many times we have heard Dadi Janki saying, oh, today only I heard this point. I have never heard this point in the Murli before. Means like, it's the feeling of that intoxication because there is an attitude of learning. So the sign of having an attitude of learning is you pick good qualities, you take good things from everyone, from everywhere. So just imagine when you become a soul who pick up good things from every person you meet, every situation you face, how much material you have collected, and you can experiment with those materials you have collected to bring newness. See, why when we meet as Brahmin family, we share experience. We listen to each other's experience to bring newness. Because you may be doing the same thing in one way, another soul may be doing the same thing in another way. So when I experiment with that way, so that creates newness in my progress. Just like, for example, Amrit Vela, this should be our talk when we meet with each other for self-progress. How do you experience Amrit Vela? What do you do when you do Amrit Vela? What kind of method do you use? How do you listen to the Murli? How you make Murli interesting? So when we listen to each other's experience, it brings some kind of new way of looking at the same thing, and that automatically helps us to progress. So I would say that one of the main thing, that we need to keep in our Brahmin life, to constantly grow. Progress means growing. Progress means moving forward, ascending. If I am still in the same place where I am, mentally, physically, if you are in the same center, same country, that doesn't matter. But mentally, if I am in the same stage, not progressing, something not right. So I need to check myself, where I was yesterday, today I have moved further. So where I was 1 hour before, after 1 hour, I have moved further to my destination. So that is progress. So that means I am moving with the right method, I am using the right yukti, I am on the right track. So this is why the first important ingredient to bring newness in our self-progress is to constantly maintain the consciousness of being a student and having an attitude of learning, so that you can experiment, you can collect materials to experiment variety. Newness means variety, making variety of the same thing. You see, Baba is very good in teaching us how to create newness. He will talk about the knowledge of the soul every day, but in different way. So there is so much of newness, even in just explaining the knowledge of the soul. So newness means variety. Newness means creativity. Because when there is creativity, it always brings a kind of motivation. When there is variety, why do we call this world as a drama? Why should we look at life as a drama? Drama means what? Variety. Because it is not the same. One scene is not the same as the other. Every scene constantly moving, constantly changing. So that is why when you are watching a drama, you are filled with that happiness, enthusiasm, anticipating what is next, what is next. So when I create that kind of variety experiences for myself, by collecting the materials, so you find that you will have created a self-generator. Don't wait for somebody to push you. If you are progressing in Brahmin life by push by someone, that will be temporary. I should be moving in Brahmin life with my self-generator, with my self-enthusiasm, with my self-intoxication motivation. So this is why it is important to learn from each other. That is why Baba has created variety of souls coming together. The second aspect, my own experience, is what helps me to bring newness in my self-effort is to make effort as an entertainment. One of the enemy that comes in our self-progress is in the form of boredom. Is there anyone who suffers from boredom? Boring, Every day Amrit Vela morning get up, every day listen to the same Murli. And Baba speaks the same thing every day. Every day traffic control, every day same thing. So when we do something as a routine, after some times you get bored. And when you get bored, what happens? You get tired. Enthusiasm. How many of you have this problem? Boredom, tired, then become lazy. I don't want to do it today. I will do it tomorrow. So we have to look out for these enemies. We have to chase them away. My own experience is I have never experienced boring in Brahmin life in all my 40 years of Brahmin life. Why? Because I feel that there is so much to learn, and because of that curiosity, wanting to learn, that urge. See, what is missing sometimes in Brahmin life is that urge, that curiosity, that inquisitiveness to learn new things. So when that dies off, our newness is gone. So I need to create that urge. Just like, when I say urge means like when you are thirsty, you are desperate to drink water, isn't it? You look out for water. Where is water? I want water. So that kind of urge, I want to progress. I want to move forward. So when you have that urge, when you have that enthusiasm, when you have that interest, you will see, you will attract like-minded souls towards you. That's my experience. Automatically, in spirituality, like attracts like. So if you are boring, you will attract souls who are boring. Two people start talking about boredom. Jagdish Bhai was telling, I don't think many of you know Jagdish Bhai, one of our senior brothers. He says, why people in Brahmin life get bored is because they don't bore themselves. When you bore a well, you have to dig deep inside. So if you want to get rid of this boredom, dig deep inside, go deep inside. Don't swim on the waves. Don't be on the surface. Then, just like it is like a frog in the pond thinking that is the world, So if you chase away these three enemies, boredom, tiredness, without doing anything, we are already tired. And laziness. If we can chase away these three enemies, we can keep the newness. So the second method for creating newness for self-progress is doing everything in Brahmin life as an entertainment. I must learn the art of, using knowledge as entertainment. I must know the art of practicing yoga as an entertainment. I must do service as an entertainment. So when something is an entertainment, you are alive, isn't it? See how people sit in the classroom when there is cultural program? What is the attendance in the cultural program? They come in advance to book their seat. Because everybody likes entertainment, yeah? Again, it is because it is variety. If it was one person singing all the time in one tune, monotone, it's boring. So what I need to teach myself is making knowledge entertainment. I just give you one example. See, Bap Dada is the best entertainer, He entertains us so much through the Murli. He will play with words, rhyming words. He will play with the words, make it so entertaining. See, one example I would say how you can make knowledge as an entertainment. Just take the word knowledge itself. What is knowledge? Play with the word knowledge. What is knowledge? So many answers you can think about. Knowledge is light, knowledge is might, knowledge is wealth, knowledge is food, knowledge is treasure, knowledge is sword. Means so many things, isn't it? Knowledge. And now, why knowledge is called wealth? Why knowledge is called source of income? So when I have wealth of knowledge, how would I feel? So when I make knowledge, take one word and go into the depth, play with that word. Sometimes you can look at knowledge as jewels and play with the jewels of knowledge. It's very entertaining. Just like Baba says in Golden Age, there the prince and princess play with jewels and diamonds practically. Why they have the privilege to play? Because they have played with the jewels of knowledge. So, Baba uses different analogies, very interesting, how to make knowledge entertainment. See, Baba uses analogies. Bring the analogies in front of you. Like sometimes Baba compares the soul to the bird, body to the cage. Sometimes he uses the analogy of the soul being the driver and body being the car. So keep those analogies. It's entertaining, because then it is no boredom. But only when I become very static, I start to think, knowledge means only I am a soul point of light. I am a Sochana, child of the Supreme Soul. So I become very stiff in that way. It becomes boring. So teach yourself the hobby of making knowledge and entertainment, then you will start dancing the dance of knowledge. When it's entertainment, it becomes a song, it becomes a dance. What people do in an entertainment, that is what they do. So sometimes Baba says, today Baba is like a dancing girl, he is dancing the dance of knowledge. So when I'm, listening to the Murli, even the way I'm listening to the Murli can be variety, isn't it? So it is not boring, because if you don't listen to the Murli in the right way, then your progress is not in the right way also. So different ways of listening to the Murli. Someday you listen to the Murli saying, okay, today I'm going to make a note of points in subject wise. Knowledge, yoga, dharana, service. Another day you say, okay, today I'm going to make note of Murli points in the form of, do's and don'ts. What are the things Baba says? Do and don't do. Another day, Srimad. What Srimad Baba gave for self, what Srimad Baba gave for service. Another day, keep attention on the bhakti stories, Baba says. So actually, you will be like a, oyster bird, chatrak, as you listen to the Murli. So it refreshes the intellect and you feel that yoga becomes easy. In the same way, we get bored with yoga. After some time, we don't know what to do. So then we fall asleep. Baba even acted this time, how sometimes we nod off. If Baba shows practically nodding off, it is not nice that we should get rid of that. So make it as an entertainment. So when I make yoga as an entertainment, it's real progress. Like once Dadi Janki was saying how to make yoga as an entertainment. Say for example, Amrit Vela. Most of us have problem with Amrit Vela meditation. Yeah? We wake up with enthusiasm and after a few minutes we fall asleep. So what we can do, look at Amrit Vela time as sun bath. When you wake up in the morning, you remind yourself, oh, now I am going to take sun bath. Sun bath, like people go and lie naked in front of the sun near the ocean to allow the rays to come in. So I am going to the sun of knowledge to take my sun bath. So I am going as a bodiless soul, allowing the rays of the sun to reach directly into myself, penetrate deep within. So like it keeps you alive. I'm going for this. And sometimes, for example, during the day, I can make it an entertainment thinking, oh, I am now sitting under the kalpa tree, serving the tree, the whole tree. So see yourself sitting under the kalpa tree at the root, connecting yourself with the seed and serving the whole tree. And then in the evening, you see yourself swimming in the ocean. Because morning meditation is for recharging. Evening meditation is for refreshing. And during the day for sustaining. So use different images. Make it interesting. Look forward for that time, just like people look forward for the evening stroll. So you feel like I am now going to the ocean, in the evening for refreshment. Morning recharging. That's why sometimes I use this entertaining method. What is yoga? Swing, sing and swim. All that we need to do is sing the songs of Baba's praise. So when you come to yoga, sometimes think, okay, I'm going for singing. Or sometimes you say, oh, I'm going for swimming. So Baba has so many ocean of love, ocean of